There is a long list of attributes that Christian leaders should embody. They should be humble because Jesus was humble. The type of leader willing to plunge the toilet after the 9 a.m. service because it is overflowing into the hallways before the 11. They should be spirit-filled, connected in their own vibrant relationship with Jesus. They should be funny because we like to be around funny leaders, don't we? And the list goes on and on. But I believe one of the most important things that a leader should be is an architect of vision for the people that they lead, dreaming dreams on their behalf. But it's hard, right? Because our life gets filled up with the mundane tasks of ministry, like responding to the lady who wants to find friends for her son, who is 30 and who lives in her basement. True story, right? We get sucked into this production vortex where we can just cross things off the list. I want to see that unicorn dance across my Asana screen when I click a couple of my tasks and say that they are accomplished. But in Proverbs, it says this in 29:18, without a vision, the people perish. Without a vision, the people perish. And I'm going to ask you this morning, how well are you doing at leading your people to a vision? Something way beyond themselves, something audacious, and that could be described as only God. You know, in groups of people, there's this psychological effect called diffusion of responsibility. And in short, it just means like, hey, it's not my job. Like somebody else will do that. And in my context at Soul City, my lead pastors, Jeannie and Jarrett Stevens, I'm pretty sure that they eat vision for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and like snack after dinner too. They love to live in the land of possibility and what if and only God and straight audacity. And if I'm honest, sometimes it just makes me want to play small and think, you know, they're the ones doing vision. They're the ones that are good at vision. They're gifted at vision. I'll just kind of make sure that everyone's okay over here in my role of executive pastor. And I hear God saying, no. I'm calling you too, Kelly, to be an architect of vision. This isn't just for Jeannie and Jarrett. But how do we do it? I think the first thing we need to do is get out. We need to get out. We need to free ourselves up from being in the weeds, from being in the day-to-day grind of what is normal and what is real in her lives. A couple years ago, I gave birth to my daughter and went on a maternity leave afterwards, was looking forward to doing a short maternity leave. And before I went, I thought, you know, we have a really important meeting in a week or so. I have to finish this large renovation at the church that I'm in charge of. And I heard the Spirit say to me, no, stop it. Get out. Be anywhere but at South Lake on Sunday mornings. That's where you always are. And when I listened to that, I was able to create this space, this barrier between me and what I do so that I could see myself more clearly, so that I could see the people I lead more clearly, and be freed up to be filled up. And I think that's the next thing we need to do. If we're going to be architects of vision, we have to fill ourselves up with creativity and ideas and inspiration. Maybe for you, that looks like reading or going to a new restaurant or having a new experience at a new church. For me, it looked like visiting other churches on Sunday mornings during my maternity leave. And I got to watch my friend Lisa preach her heart out, and I was so inspired by the way that she shepherded her people. I watched my friend John mobilize his congregation to serve the community in an incredible way, and I was simultaneously grateful that our church wasn't set up tear down anymore like his church still was. Some gratitude also came in the filling up. But I think the most important thing that we are going to do as leaders is to lean into the Spirit of God. There is nothing more powerful that we can do than align ourselves to the one that is creative and loving and powerful and can dream things bigger than we could ever imagine in our finite minds. You know, I have never once followed a leader who has stood up and said, I'm not really connected to God right now, or I'm really not prioritizing my spiritual relationship, or not really sure if God said this or not, but man, I want to follow leaders that are doing everything everything they know how to do to walk in step with the Spirit. And there is no dream that we're going to dream if it's not underneath the leadership of the Spirit that is worth following. So the best thing that we can do for our people is to be leaders who lead in the Spirit. Because at the end of the day, we still have to return emails. We still have to solve the daily problems that arise. But I would argue even more importantly, we have to be the type of leaders that get out of our own context so that we can see things more clearly, that we can be filled up with creativity and inspiration and leaning into the Spirit of God like never before, so that the people we lead can love and live the way that Jesus has called them to love and live.